Welcome to the new video about Chaos Zero Nightmare, and today we have quite a few moments to discuss about rerolling specifically because we got a lot of changes in terms of different characters. And first of all, I need to say that I was mistaken in one of my previous videos in terms of rerolling. My bad, guys. But yeah, during Japanese live stream and with all these Google translations, there was a mistake about the beginner's banner. When we're going here, so you can see that here you have a guaranteed 1 5-star character upon summoning 50 times, and here you have a 20% discount. Basically you need to spend 8 summons instead of 10. And I thought that whenever you're going to get a 5-star character, this is going to end. Well, it's not. If you're going to get an early 1 5-star character, the duration of this banner is not going to kind of finish, and you still can summon up to 50 times, because when we're going here, for example, to my combatants, you can see I got myself 2 5-star characters. So at the very beginning you're going to receive like 24 summons after completing the tutorial just from start, and you can get yourself like 3 multis in total. You also have certain amount of crystals, but my suggestion to keep these crystals, not to spend them even in this special beginner's banner, and use it for the raid up banner. About the raid up banner and this character, we're going to speak about it specifically. It's definitely worth your attention. But anyways, these are like suggestions. So yeah, rerolling is worth it. Let's say it's up to you if you're interested in it, for sure. I'm not pushing for this, but again, spending all your summons that you're going to receive for free into special summon, you have more options, cheaper, to get yourself 5-star characters rather than from the regular banner. Now let's speak about the changes that we have, and they're quite a lot. So yeah, we'll go here to agent collection to see all the characters that we have right now. Now I'm going to break it down as simple as possible without providing a lot of details, just to give you a brief summary overall what kind of changes that has been done. When we're talking about Luke specifically, you probably know, or maybe if you don't, I'm providing you this information. During the CBT, he was kinda really reliable in terms of crit rate, and bringing him to a certain level of a crit rate was an issue. So he was kinda meh. Right now it might be changed, and quite a lot, because when we're having a look at the cards, so basically from his bullets he is going to receive 50% crit chance, when in comparison to what it was before, it was plus 15. The difference is freaking insane. And also from certain epiphanies, when we're going to have a look, he's going to also get additional crit chance, when before it wasn't the case. There are certain amount of changes in terms of his kit and the cards that he has, but the major one probably is the final card, which is unique. Basically right now it costs no mana, but you will be able to kind of trigger it, I mean, upon using like 5 hand bullets. Yeah, there is no information about the cost, so I believe it's not going to cost anything. I might be wrong about it, but yeah. Anyways, the way how he looks like right now is kinda interesting, so I might consider myself personally to even reroll for him specifically and try him out, because for the bullet characters I'm kinda interested in them, and he looks worth it, at least right now. Now the next one, when we're talking about Halipa. So the way they change here, let's say the major changes here is that she's dealing less damage, but she might provide more shields. Basically they're focusing more on her as a shielder right now, I guess. So is it a nerf? Well, comparably to what it was during the CBT, probably yes. And they changed her last kind of unique ultimate card. Before it was absolutely different. Right now it's going to consume all action points and activate effect equal to that number, so times 100% shields, grant retain to all cards in hand for 1 turn. about retain, this card is not discarded at the end of the turn. So she's more of a supportive, like semi DPS and more of a shielder right now. Is she worth like going specifically for her in terms of rerolling? I have questions. I think that DPS units might be more important probably for the late game. Shielders are worth more attention for sure, but at the very beginning you wanna get yourself at least one, maybe two decent DPS, at least build your team properly with a DPS unit. And because she has lower abilities, she might be a good fit for a flex position or pure defender. So she's not going to play a role of a full damage dealer from what I understand, from what I've seen. Again, I might be a little bit wrong, but that's my personal perspective right now. So I'm not going to aim for, rerolling specifically for her. About manga, I didn't check her out. She is a pure defender. I believe it didn't change. When we're talking about Rin, the changes are minor here, and they reduce a little bit of damage from this one card, but they increase the damage of this one card. So nothing really extraordinary. If I miss something, it's not like a major thing, but overall she's still a decent character and might worth keep her, go for her. About Arlea we're going to skip, it's not really that important. About Mei Lin, so they changed her and not in a good way. Before, her damage multipliers, like from the Flame Dragon's Juggle and from which one? Spirit of the Armada, it was higher. Now they reduced. All the rest numbers are remaining the same. Is she still a good character to go for? Well, probably yes, especially with the way how we're able to build ourselves the passion team. I consider her being still strong, and we just more push to bring a damage buffer character with her specifically. Okay, Veronica, nope, Reno, they kinda change her a little bit, so they reduce damage here a little bit, but they increase damage in the other card a little bit, kinda of a minor changes. And overall she's still looking like an interesting character for me specifically. I believe that mechanics of the way how she's going to utilize her bullets, I believe certain cards are changed like completely for her in terms of mechanics. But the summary about her, she seems kinda interesting to me and worth trying out. So I still going to roll to try probably get her. We're going to see. Hugo, minor changes, completely, almost nothing changed in terms of him. So he's still an interesting character maybe for some of you, and he might worth going for. When we're talking about Chiron, they changed him as well, just a little bit in terms of numbers for the damage output. Again, some numbers increased, some numbers reduced, and kind of nerfed, because before it was like, for example, up to numbers of exhaust. Right now it's limited. I believe cost of this card -1 for 1 turn. I think, if I understand what they are trying to provide here, explain here, is going to be 1 card. Or maybe it's going to be still the same and they didn't change it completely, and it's going to be based on the amount of exhaust cards. So if it's going to be like that, then they changed nothing, only some damage multipliers. Like an AoE okay DPS character. Nothing extraordinary about him, worth going for, maybe, but not a top priority, let's say. Now, Haru, this is the most interesting, and we're going to stop here with a little bit more details, and we're going to have a look at her epiphanies as well. First of all, I'm going to start with her Manifesto Ego. Well, the advancements for her are freaking insane, and I mean, they're really strong. But let's speak about cards, yeah? So the first one, 100% damage, nothing that special. cost to 220. Yeah, she's kind of an expensive character in terms of her mana utility, and you want to pair her with a character which is going to reduce cost of cards. 100% shields, nothing that special. Anchor shot, now this is an interesting one. Pulverize, when hitting a target with shield plus 20% damage. Nice, yeah. 240% damage plus 60% damage for each time this card has been used. Okay, you might consider for yourself. Sounds kinda interesting. When we're going to Epiphanies, so 320 plus 90. 5 stacks. 280 damage, combo plus 1 hit. Yeah, now this one costs 3, but is going to retain 350% damage, discard all other combatant cards, plus 100% damage for each card discarded. Holy shit. Holy shit. 300% damage plus 60 damage per number of times this card was used. Create this card in draw pile 2 per battle. Interesting, yeah. 300 damage plus 60 for each use of this card. The same. Upon critical hit, return 2 hand once per turn. You may think, okay, this is a little bit weird. Now we're going to her support skill, like Anchor Pointer. From draw pile or graveyard, move Anchor Shot to hand. Hello. We're going to Epiphanies. All Anchor Shot gain Retrieve. From draw pile or graveyard, move Anchor Shot to hand. Grant that card Retain. Retrieve. From card pile or graveyard, move Anchor Shot to hand. Yeah, from draw pile or graveyard, move Anchor Shot to hand, plus 20% damage of that card for 1 turn. And the last one, from draw pile or graveyard, move Anchor Shot to hand, plus 25% critical chance of that card for 1 turn. That's freaking madness. Next one, AoE card. 180% damage to all enemies if single target, plus 80% damage. Going to Epiphanies, 270 damage to all enemies if single target, plus 120 damage. Now, the next one is going to be attack weakness. The next one is going to be defeat. This card activates one more time. If you're going to defeat one opponent, it's going to just basically work once again. Next one. Plus 30% damage per hit to next attack card. And the last one, 300% damage to all enemies, and combo change this card's cost to 1. Charge energy, so retain. This card is not discarded at the end of the turn. For 1 turn, plus 30% attack card damage. And the last one, life anchor, retain. For Anchor Shot in hand, plus 1 cost, but plus 70% damage for 1 turn. She might be expensive in terms of her mana utilization, but when you're going to pair her with some proper support units, she's going to be freaking unstoppable. It's going to be just a massive nuker. That's the understanding that I have about this character, and if she's worth going for in terms of rerolls, my feelings right now, 100%. With that being said, I kind of provided an overview of different characters and which of them kind of change, which still worth going for in terms of rerolling. It's not really important to focus on like specifically one character which is extremely OP, well, except for Haru. Probably if you are interested in her, you may reroll for her specifically, but you will have one multi, so it's going to be questionable how much rerolls you're going to spend to actually get her. Anyways, with that being said, yeah, all the rest I mentioned. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and see you guys in the next one. Take care.